Oh, yes, y'all. You know what it is. That kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are married to the games. We appreciate y'all being here. It's your boy Gabe Patillo, along with Timothy Hall and Tim Rauter. As always, we talking about life and games and life. We keeping it moving. 038, and we're actually doing a podcast at night, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine, and ain't got no cobwebs like I usually do at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for listening. We're gonna jump right into some things.
Gabe, are you channeling Ric Flair this week?
That was a little Ric Flair, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little woo. Yeah.
Shoot, I like Ric Flair. Even though he probably wrestled a little longer than he should have.
That actually is true, yes.
Timothy Hall, how was your week?
Pretty good. Just, same old. Playing some games, playing some Alpha Protocol at night. A lot of nights, getting that in. Really like fun? That game, man.
Good.
I hate talking about like old games on the show, but I think that's one of the things that the fans did say that we like is that we kind of go back and revisit and visit.
Yeah, we're not
stuff
too good for the old stuff.
What's that?
We're not too good for the old stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I mean, this generation more than any, to me, like it has a lot of stuff you can go back to. As far as games that hold up still. Yep. Alpha Protocol holds up pretty well. One of the things I really like about the game is that they do the dialogue choices similar to how Mass Effect does it, but it doesn't actually tell you what you're going to say. So when somebody says something and is waiting on you for a response, there's a timer. So you have to select kind of how you're going to respond in like 5 or 6 seconds. You have to select it.
I always hated that because I'm not that good at reading. And I felt like Walking Dead had that too, where you had like a timer, or else he would just like not say anything, and I'd be like, "Oh crap, I haven't really got to look over all the choices, really."
Well, this is a lot different though, because you're not actually looking over choices. All you're doing is selecting how you're going to respond. So if you're going to respond sarcastically or confidently or professionally, so it pops it up real quick, and you have to choose. And I love that tense feeling that it gives you, because that's like a real conversation. You have to quickly decide how you're going to respond to the way that somebody says something. So
that's true.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's true.
Oh, I really like that it does that. It feels like a very deep game. So at first I was thinking, oh, well, that's kind of, on the surface. I don't know about this dialogue tree stuff, but it really feels like it is a part of the game more than you would think it is, just because the way that the characters react is how they treat you. So, like for instance, my first mission was with, I can't remember the girl's name in the game, but it was the first mission with her. And before I even did the mission, like the guy was explaining it to me. He was like, you don't want to be too like kind and caring, because then they'll become emotionally involved in the mission, and it could screw things up. And then they said also too, you don't want to be too harsh, because then they'll just think that you're, a butthole, and they won't want to work with you. So it was pretty cool to kind of see how the dynamic worked out. So like sometimes I would give her like a good answer, sometimes I would give her like a sarcastic answer. So it kind of was a really good balance, and I don't know how much it affected the mission, but I think that their dialogue system is just so cool. And I can't believe I haven't really seen it in other games before.
That's cool.
Yeah. How old is that game anyway?
I think it's like 3 years old now.
Oh, that's awesome.
3 or 4. I remember when it came out, I wanted to play it right away, but then stuff just kept coming up, and had the chance to get it and had to pass it off because, it's just in this generation, I think, more than a lot of others, it's just we've got game after game after game just coming out, and there was no time to stop and take a break.
Right, and they're good games. It's not like just random games.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the NES era where you just played it even though it sucked because you had nothing else to play.
Right. I like it. I like it. So work's good, and you're gaming.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it, man. And still playing a little multiplayer, Gears of War. Hopping into some Xbox Live arcade games. Really looking forward to The Last of Us, and I know that you guys will have, or at least Gabe will have some stuff to say about the demo.
Yeah, man.
So
that's good stuff.
Yeah, let's pass that off to Tim there.
Oh, and Tim Rauter, you are down deep south.
Live from Disney World. It's Married to the Games. That's right.
That was really good.
Thank you,
That
sir.
was really good.
Thank you. Let me tell you something. There's some dedication here. This is how much I love my listeners, and I love you boys. I am sitting in the dark by the pool. There's like teenage kids like splashing about behind me. They're probably gonna have a makeout session before I know it. So I'm gonna look like the creepy guy with a computer back here.
You definitely look like a pedophile.
That's right.
Now. That's exactly what a pedophile looks like.
Thank you very much.
Oh boy.
I've seen a few mosquitoes the size of birds around here, so I may be getting eaten alive as we speak. But you know what? I don't care because I love this stuff. This is good.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
This is what I live for. So we're here in Disney, family vacation, having a ball. Extremely tired. It's really hot, but it's been so much fun, and Piper has been amazing and loving it. Tomorrow we actually hit the Magic Kingdom. We've done Epcot and we've done Hollywood Studios. And
where are you guys staying?
We're staying at Old Key West. My parents have had and have been a part of the Disney Vacation Club since 1996 because my mom loves it, and they come here every year. And my brother and their whole family, they come down a lot. And this is like the first time in a while that we've all been able to come down. Actually, first time since back in October when we went on the cruise. That we've all had like a family vacation together. So we're having a great time. I'm having a great time with my nieces and nephew. And yeah, it's been super fun. And yeah, it's just, it's that Disney love down here. Everybody's like so super nice. And it was funny when I was trying to find a location to do the podcast. I was thinking about the registration building when you like the check-in building when you walk in, but they have all this music blaring overhead. And I just asked them, hey, I have to do I called it an audio conference call because I didn't want to sound like a geek and say, I have to do a video game podcast. And, but so I asked them and they're like, well, let's see if we can we can shut off the music over in that section for you. I'm like, man, these guys are awesome. They're on it.
No way.
Oh yeah. Their customer service is great. Turns out it's on a loop. So Jimmy Buffett's like blaring in the background forever. So you can't do anything about it. So they're like, they said,
5 o'clock all the time.
Exactly. So they said, it might be a little bit quieter by the pool or something like that. So they've just been super nice. So I'm rocking it here, and it's been a lot of fun. But I've gotten absolutely no gaming in, and it's killing me because I've got Borderlands 2 just sitting back at home in my PS3, and I can't even touch it. So I've just been Candy Crushing as usual. And
right.
Yeah, just I feel so out of touch, man. Like it's just been weird. Like I've been able to check email and stuff at night. Disney has wonderful public Wi-Fi access throughout pretty much everywhere in the parks. Like this whole area is just a Wi-Fi hotspot. So it's nice to be able to at least get connected. So I at night I can kind of get in the know of what's going on. But yeah, man, it's been really fun and just loving it. But it's good to talk to you boys, and I'm so glad I didn't miss another episode. And especially, I'm so glad I'm not on a cruise ship in the middle of Hurricane Sandy. I
watched Titanic the other night, and I thought of you.
Oh, thank you. The last time that was the first and hopefully the last time that I missed a podcast. So, but it's good. Right. I brought my computer, and we're ready to rock and talk about some video games.
I love it. That's so great.
Yep. All right, Patillo, you're up. Talk to me.
I love Disneyland, man.
I know, man. It's so much fun.
Disney World is the best.
Dude,
man.
It makes you feel like a kid again. I love it.
It really is. You get giddy when you're down here. It's really funny. Like I went on like every ride I could with my nephew. He's like the adrenaline junkie. So at Hollywood Studios, we did Tower of Terror. And
I love that one.
We did Star Tours twice because the line was short. He's one of those guys where, like, if we can get right back on, he's like, Uncle Tim, you want to go? I'm like, yep, we're going. Oh, and the other thing I want to post a few. We've been doing a bunch of Hadoukens like we did back in Easter.
Oh, so, yes.
Yeah, we did I think the best one so far is we woke up this morning and went to a character breakfast, and on our way to the car, in the parking lot is this Scooby-Doo mobile. I don't know why it's there. It's completely random. So we did a Scooby-Dookin, and it looks absolutely perfect. I'll post a picture of it on Twitter. Yeah, it's so great. So we did one by the Epcot ball. Tomorrow, like my nephew and I, we've already planned out where we're doing our Hadoukens at the Magic Kingdom already. So it's so much fun. We're having a ball with it. It's been really great.
That's awesome.
Have you
it's awesome.
Had to explain? Have you had to explain Street Fighter 2 to him, or does he just know about it already?
No, he gets it. I mean, he's already understood it. I don't think Dan has let him play it yet, but he's got so many friends that have game consoles anyway that, he pretty much knows the premise of it. He just doesn't have one at his house to play.
Right.
So, and that's good. I mean, I think Dan's doing the right thing right now until, I mean, he's not 13 yet. So,
yeah.
I mean, he knows a lot about games anyway. So it's pretty cool. I'm trying to train my young Padawan in the ways of video games.
The ways of the nerd.
The ways of the nerd. So he's well on his way, which is great.
I just have one more question for you before we go to Gabe. Have you been seeing like has Disney been promoting their games and stuff down there, or has there been no game talk stuff?
You know what?
Because they got some stuff coming up.
The only billboard I saw was at Hollywood Studios, and that was for the Infinity. Right? Okay. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Disney Infinity. I think that's
Disney Infinity.
That may be the only thing that they have going on now as far as games. I
think that's kind of their big thing, because aren't they competing with Skylander, and they're trying to create this whole Disney magic. But so I think that's the only video game thing I've seen so far. There's a few like little Wreck-It Ralph places, little things here and there. Ralph. So, but yeah, it's awesome. It's a fun place to be.
Cool.
That's sick.
Yep.
I love it.
Patilio.
Yes, sir. My week has been good. We were in Texas, so I definitely understand what you're talking about with the heat.
Oh yeah,
it was hot down there. We played at a Texas Rangers game, the baseball team. That was pretty fun.
So cool. And isn't Ranger Stadium like really awesome and super high tech?
Yeah, it was really nice. And they're, I think, number one in their division. I don't know how baseball is broken up, but they're number one. And so there was a lot of people there. It was sold out. There was like 47,000 people there. Not when we played, but during the baseball game.
The potential is there. The potential is there.
Exactly.
Did you get to play baseball against the Rangers?
Yeah. I struck everybody out.
Nice.
It was awesome. So that was a good time. My yellow light of death is fixed.
That's amazing.
My PlayStation is back up and running, and it's awesome. It was my GPU.
Ooh.
And the guy replaced it, so I got to give him a huge shout out. His name is Kevin, and he's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
His address is
exactly. No, but seriously, if you guys have a problem with your Xboxes, your PlayStations, your laptops, your monitors, he fixes all this stuff, man. Like, he went to school for it. Wow. He does it on the side, for some extra money. And so he does his thing. His email, I was like, hey, can I give your email out? Because, you hooked me up, and, I got this little podcast and, might try to drum up some business. He was like, oh, please do. So here goes his email. It's Auberry05. It's AUBERRY05 @gmail.com. His name is Kevin. So if you're in the Nashville area, he's good, he's cheap, and he fixed my PlayStation. So he's getting
awesome.
Loads of love from me.
That is really cool.
So yeah, man, everything is cool. I got us up and running on a website called Podomatic. They are another podcast website. Heard about them from our boy Jordan Thompson over at Boom Headshot. That's where he does all his podcasting. So we're over on Podomatic. If anybody is over there, check us out. And then, of course, the freaking Last of Us demo.
Ba-ba-da-da.
It is dope. Real dope.
Done. That's all you need to say. That's it.
And Rauter, it's short, so you don't feel like a bunch of the game is given away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I would encourage people, if you don't have, I have the Pulse Elite headsets, like I've been talking about all the time. Mm-hmm. Listening to the game that close is incredible.
Really?
Oh, I mean, the voice acting and the breathing that they put in there, and I mean, it's so good. I mean, just a little, I think the demo is about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how quickly, if you've done it a couple times, obviously you can just blaze through it. But just from the sounds of the infected to the sounds of, you kind of hear Tess and Ellie, I think the girl you're with. And I mean, it's crazy.
It's going to get a pair of those.
It's going to be freaking scary too.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited about it, man.
Yeah, I was playing it. I was like, dang it. This is going to be freaking scary.
Gabe, if you need to play with the lights on, that's okay.
That's right, Gabe.
I know. I'm definitely going to be playing with the lights on and the screen turned on bright, so there's no dark corners.
Oh, that's good. Pretty soon we'll get you up to speed with Dead Space, too. You'll get up to that level.
Exactly. So and it's eerie, and it's quiet, and it's lonely. And those are just kind of the things I picked up from the demo. It feels on purpose. Does that make sense?
That's why I'm so excited for this game, because you know what? It feels human. It's like a very human, like it affects all of the human senses, and that's what I like. You're alone, you're scared, or you have to be on your guard. I'm just I can't wait for this game.
And I think they said too that ammo was going to be really important, like not using it and conserving it in certain ways. Okay.
And there's That's one cool. part, the two things you run into on the demo are the clickers and the runners. So the clickers are they're human, they're both humans that have been mutated by being infected, and the clickers, half their heads are open.
Sweet.
And so they can't see you, but they have really, really sensitive hearing. And so you have to hide from them and like grab bricks and throw them to the other side of the room so you can kind of get around them.
Wow.
Because if they hear you, they'll start running towards you. And then the other ones are called runners, which, obviously that's what they do. They run towards you. They look a little bit more human. They have sight, and they just run at you, and they're screaming, and they swarm on you. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely like a swarming mentality that I found with the infected. You don't get to see any of the humans in the demo. Like I said, it's really short, but when you're running around, like when you're kind of walking around, you feel the sense that this game, Naughty Dog was like, look, you have to be intentional. There's no accidentally stumbling your way through a level. It doesn't seem like you have to be intentional, and they were purposeful on making it such. And it's like Hall was saying with the ammo, you don't, I think you go through I think the most bullets you can get on this demo is like 15. So if you're missing, then, you got to use something else. And the melee mechanics are crazy. There's a part where you can grab a pipe, and it's not just like the same swing over and over and over again. I mean, it's like, to the head, to the stomach, as they bend over to the back of their head. I mean, it's violent.
Wow.
It's going to be amazing.
Man, I'm excited.
And so I spent $2 and went and got God of War. Literally the day I was leaving for Texas.
I bet you didn't even play God of War at all.
Are you kidding me? Of course I didn't.
Okay, I was going to say, is that a yes or a no? I paid $2 for this Joker. Of course I'm going to play it.
No, I went. This is literally what happened. I rented it, threw it in the PS3, started downloading. At first when I started it up, I couldn't find the demo. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I've been misled. You had to pre-order the game. I was like, oh, this sucks. And then I remembered, I was like, oh wait, they asked me to do an update right before I started, where I usually skip updates. And so I went back and updated it, and sure enough, right there on the main menu, it's like press square to play the Last of Us demo.
Never skip an update.
I know, right?
Yeah,
so
I can't.
Well, you gotta remember, I'm just so used to it because my internet sucks on the road. So if there's one that comes out, I just skip it because you can still play the game.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so I download the demo, take God of War out, finish packing, go straight to Walmart and return the game, and then get on the bus and head to Texas.
Return what? Well, Redbox. Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Redbox.
Thought you were saying you like bought the game and then returned it. I was like, what?
Nah, that'd be a little shifty for me.
Well, you can't do that if you open it.
You probably could. I could have made something up at Walmart or something like, oh no, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Rauter.
Sure.
You know what to do.
Oh yeah, buddy. I got it. Even in Disney, I still got it.
Yeah, you do.
New releases this week. We've got Painkiller, Hell and Damnation. Anyone?
Yeah.
Never. I know it's a shooter. I think that's all I got from that. So that came out for the Xbox 360.
It's a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say there was a Painkiller before that.
Okay, so Xbox 360, PS3. And another interesting one, Remember Me. I've heard some good press about it. Xbox 360, PC, PS3. Gabe, you talked about it on a previous podcast, I believe.
It's getting a little buzz too.
I forgot that it was coming out this early.
It came out today.
I may use my Best Buy $20 gift card, and I'm seriously considering getting that too. So it sounds really interesting. And you know what, Gabe, our boy Ed Placencia, he Facebook messaged me saying, dude, I just saw 30 minutes of gameplay of Remember Me, and it looks incredible. It's definitely something you should look into.
You know what's crazy? He sent me the same thing, except he was like, he texted me. He was like, hey, I just got finished watching BioShock Infinite. Wow, what a story. And then like a couple hours later, he was like, hey, forget BioShock Infinite. Go rent Remember Me. I was like,
awesome.
Wow.
Hey, Ed sent me a message too, except it was a request to play Candy Crush.
That's good.
Which I've been doing, but I just don't have it linked to Facebook because I don't like Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't like Facebook either, except that I can ask my friends for lives, but I have all the notifications turned off so nobody can see I'm playing it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So anyway, yes, Remember Me. That came out this week, Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. And then the Skyrim Legendary Edition came out. All the DLC, everything's included. PC, PS3, Xbox 360. That came out this week as well. So those are the three major releases. And moving on to top-selling games for the week ending May 25th. Number 1.
Is this going to be something stupid?
Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D for the 3DS.
No way.
67,000 units.
The 3DS is cleaning it up.
It's the summer of the 3DS for some reason.
Dude, they're like, yeah, y'all can hype these new consoles all y'all want to while we freaking 3DS ourselves all the way to the bank.
That's right. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D.
Dude, those games were good, BT dubs. Donkey Kong Country, that game was awesome. Yeah,
the Donkey Kong Country Returns, we had that for the Wii, and it was pretty fun. So I wonder if this is the same game, or is it just a...
It's probably the same game, but it says in 3D.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably... Okay, cool.
So, number 2, everyone say it with me.
Luigi's Mansion. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Dude, I'm going to have to get that game. I'm going to have to get a 3DS and get that game.
Really? It's like, I know, right? It's like... It's just,
I've got to be able to find one on eBay for cheap, right?
It's not going away.
Well, that's the thing is I had a dream that, you remember the Super Game Boy that was for Super Nintendo where you could play your Game Boy games on your TV?
Yep.
I had a dream that they made one of those things for the 3DS, and I was like so like on board with it because I don't want to play on a handheld console. I'd rather play it on my TV.
It's because you don't travel for a living.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I don't either, so
looks like I need to become a traveling salesman or something.
That's right. Yeah, so Luigi's Mansion has been on the charts for 9 weeks. It's done 673,000 units.
Good for them.
Man, I mean, that's awesome. Good for Nintendo for keep putting out some good content and getting things rolling.
When they do those first-party games, man, I mean, they do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, that Zelda game is probably going to get me to buy a 3DS.
There you go.
They're the Disney of the video games.
That's actually a really good way to put it.
Yeah, Disney should just buy Nintendo.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'd be in heaven.
That would be insane.
That would actually be that would be pretty dang cool.
Married to the Games called it.
Yep. You heard it here first. All right, let's move on. Number 3 was Metro Last Light for the Xbox 360. And here's something interesting. Call of Duty Black Ops spiked both on the Xbox 360 and PS3, probably because of the Ghost trailer. They're number 4. Number 5, Hall, your favorite, Resident Evil Revelations.
Boo. I didn't even need to clear my throat for that one.
Yeah, just straight to the boo.
Yep. That was 5 and 6 for PS3 and Xbox 360. Number 7, Lego City Undercover. Number 8, Metro Last Light for the PS3. Number 9, Call of Duty Black Ops for the PS3.
My gosh.
Number 10, Halo 4 is just hanging on. 29 weeks on the chart. 5.2 million units sold for Halo 4.
Lord have mercy.
That's a lot of units. That's a lot
of
awesome.
Game, so.
A lot of dough.
I love hearing it.
Yep. And there you have it. So that's your new releases and top selling games for this.
I gotta add, and maybe we can. I don't know why I've never looked up the XBLA equivalent of this, but I have to add this because I thought it was awesome. PS Plus, starting in June, is getting Saints Row the Third. I think it's Machinarium. I have no idea what that is. Do you know what it is, Timothy Hall? Yep. Sounds great.
Yep.
And then
sounds good.
And another game I always mispronounce, Deus Ex Human Revolution. Usually
Deus
I say
Ex.
Deus Ex. So I'm downloading Deus Ex right now on my PlayStation.
Wait, those are all free?
I need to go do that.
Those are gonna be free. Deus Ex is the only one free right now, but the other two are going to become free later on in June.
Awesome. I want to play that game.
This is a good month. Yeah, I'm going to be there's so many games I'm not going to play.
But check this out. Leaving the PS Plus store for free is Sleeping Dogs. That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick.
So get it while you can. Get Sleeping Dogs while you can, y'all. It might be gone already, actually, to tell you the truth. Closure, Infamous 2, Little Big Planet 2, Ratchet and Clank, all for one. And you got to remember, Closure, Infamous, Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank, those have been on since last June. So
do you think they're gearing up to do maybe a different instant game collection thing?
Yes, they will definitely, because they announced that one at E3 last year, so they're getting ready to announce a new one, I'd imagine, at E3 this year. Get Infamous 2 while you can. Yeah. That game is good.
That's one of the first ones when I became a PS Plus member. I went ahead and downloaded that. I haven't played it yet, but I at least have it.
So good.
Yeah, I do need to play those both before this generation's over. I mean, especially because if we're not going to be able to take these games to the next generation, man, we really need to get them done. Play them now.
Yeah, especially for us fatty owners, because like I'm not trying to have both my PS3 and my PS4 hooked up to the television. Because since I have a fatty, it's just too much real estate.
That's true. I've got enough real estate that I can do it, and I may do it just for posterity's sake, but we'll see.
And may still not do it.
And may still not do it. I don't know.
We should check the deals of the week for Xbox Live too, because I always check them on my own, like just for myself.
I know you should bring them to us.
Sleeping Dogs is on sale on the Xbox Marketplace, so you're not necessarily left out. Don't have PS Plus, but it's on sale for $15. I mean, that's
awesome.
Do you guys have regularly free games? Is there like because you guys have tiers also, right?
I mean, there's no free games for gold. There's like every now and then there's a promotional game. So Doritos put out like another promotional game. I remember it's called Crash Course 2.
I got you.
Yeah,
we need to bring those to the people.
Kind of neat. What's that?
We need to bring those to the people so they can know.
Yeah, definitely want to let people know. So we can find some deals.
You're our Xbox expert because, well, you're the only one that has an Xbox, I believe.
Yeah, hey, that's what makes me the expert right there.
Exactly.
That's your qualification.
Timothy Hall, you got something for us, Hall?
I did want to say real quick, and this looks like it's breaking news, but OMGPop has been closed down.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Out of no place?
Just I don't know if I mean I guess it kind of just the news broke out on Twitter. So a lot of times when these things go down, the first place you'll hear about them is either Twitter or LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I guess people from OMGPop were just tweeting out like, "Oh, well, I guess we're closed now. Guess we don't have jobs." So
another fatality.
Yeah, that's just so strange to me that they would spend like Zynga spent like $200 million on them, which was probably too much to begin with.
But they got rid of a lot of people recently, didn't they?
Well, that was the other announcement. I was going to say they announced today that they're closing 3 studios and laying off 520 employees. That's 18% of their workforce.
Wow.
So that's offices in McKinney, Austin, Texas, as well as New York and Baltimore. And some staff are being consolidated. But, yeah, so Zynga's taken a hit, and their stock dropped 10% and still dropping. So, yeah, so that's interesting. So I guess OMGPop is part of that whole. I guess they're shifting. So that's
strange.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, Zynga's all over the place. But is it one of those things where they just got too big and too diversified, and didn't kind of focus on the games that made them the most money? Or
it's possibility. I mean, it's possibility that they're trying to restructure a little.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
That's sad, man.
It is.
It is.
I mean, especially with a company like that was just kind of like an overnight success, and now they're just gone.
Yeah, that's what happens, though. I mean, when with great power comes great responsibility. When you have a bunch of money all of a sudden, it's easy to go and want to live at your means, but the means you just got. And so you don't know how to weather a storm. That's why people that win the lotto end up bankrupt.
Yeah, it's true. and it's also about relationships too, because I know Facebook and Zynga always, I don't know if they always butted heads, but there was always some issues there. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. It sucks. And, our thoughts go out to those employees that just are like, hey, we don't have a job now. So hopefully they'll be able to shift. That maybe they can shift gears, and who knows? Something great may come out of it, and one of the employees may have his own company and take over the world. You never know.
Yeah, be the next Naughty Dog.
And then buy Zynga.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? I love those stories. Yep.
And then shut them down.
Speaking of mobile gaming and stuff like that, something I've been waiting for.
Oh, tell me. Forever. I know what you're going to say.
Go, exactly what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Plants vs. Zombies 2, baby. It's about time. Dropping July 18th, and it's going to be for FREE, which I'm so excited about. I paid for both versions of the first game, the iPhone and the iPad version, because I love it that much. This one's going to be free. Of course, it's going to have in-app purchases, but it's going to allow you to still play everything in the game, if you're a grinder like me and want to grind it all the way out. So
that's pretty smart, by the way.
And I think that their tagline is perfect, the It's About Time thing, because it obviously in the commercial, it shows that you can kind of go back in time and stuff like that. So, and the fact that people have been waiting so long for it. So you can say it a couple different ways. You can say Plants vs. Zombies 2, It's About Time, or Plants vs. Zombies 2, It's About Time. So
it's all in the delivery.
Huey Lewis and the News better be in there.
Nice.
I know, right? Seriously, they do show at the end of the commercial. If you haven't seen the commercial, go check it out, or we can put it on the site.
Yeah, we'll put that
up. Crazy Dave get into his van and fly away into the future, and it's definitely a Back to the Futures 2 reference. So that's very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
self-tying shoes.
Exactly. And then they'll be on eBay in 20 years for $5,000. Rauter, did you have anything else?
I had, and I don't know if I'm still in anybody else's thunder, but Telltale, they're teasing us again.
Boom.
With The Walking Dead Season 2, possibly.
So no, I don't think that's what it is.
Well, I mean, they released those 2 Vine videos, so it could be, we don't know. but you tell me if you got something more. I saw the 2 Vine videos. It's just day 2 just has a hand go up on a bulletin board, and there's a guy named Vince there. And then they released a second one, day 220. Same thing, hand up with a picture of a woman this time on a bulletin board. It says Bonnie. So you tell me, what more information do you have than that? Because, I've been out of the loop.
It's not necessarily that I have more info, but just a different way of looking at it. I don't know if you remember us talking about this back in February, but Gary Whitta, I think that's how you say his name. He was the writer of The Walking Dead from Telltale, said that something would be coming in between season 1 and season 2 to keep people interested, because season 2 is probably still a ways off. So I'm guessing that they're going to be hinting at some sort of season 1 DLC is what I'm guessing.
Very cool. So then that means that season 2 probably won't come out until 2014 now, right?
They could still probably do fall. I mean, when it comes to apps like this, it's hard to say what's a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be kind of cool if they did just like one in between episode and charge like $5 for it.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Because it just came. You have to remember the first season just came out last year.
That's true. That is true.
And we all know that I think they did all 5 of them before releasing one. At least, we found out from the voice actors that they had recorded all 5. You know what I'm saying? Kind of at once, number 1 before meeting each other. But I think like number 1 kind of came out in the midst of them finishing up. So we know that they like to present a full product. So with knowing that, I guess we could assume that they want to have all their ducks in a row and the whole thing lined out before giving it to us.
I'm really digging Telltale. I really like what they do, where they're going with things, just how they develop everything. I'm liking how they're making games.
Yeah, I think it worked out for them perfectly too, because I guess Walking Dead just lends itself really well to being that kind of game.
And what was interesting is that it didn't follow. Initially, it didn't follow the Walking Dead series or anything. It was kind of its own entity, and having something like that in competition with the TV series can be hard. I guess they knew full well that the Walking Dead actual TV series would be converted to a video game anyway. But to be able to kind of go out on their own, different characters, different stories, same kind of theme, but it's totally different story.
I thought that's one of the things that was cool about it, is they weren't scared to integrate, because they knew that the Walking Dead universe can cover all of America.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or, as much as we know now from guys that watch the TV show, people that read the comic know more than us. But, so they can do the same universe. And if you remember, do either of you guys watch the show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched all of it.
Okay,
I haven't. So no spoilers. I haven't watched any season 3 yet.
No.
Spoilers,
I would never say anything. But if you remember, in the first episode of the Telltale game, Glenn's in it, and so and then remember, Glenn's like, I need to go find my friends, and so Glenn is the same Glenn from the show.
Yeah, that was cool how they did that.
Asian kid, and then also Herschel's farm.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. It was cool that they didn't shy away too much from being a part or having some of the same, guys from the show be in the game, which I hope they continue to do.
They had to pay some sort of licensing for that, right? I mean, there's no way they could get away with
well, I don't know, because Herschel and Glenn, I would believe, are characters from the comic. So it's not like they're having to license it from the television show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we need to stop this discussion before we get into spoiler territory.
Okay,
no,
thank you.
I'm just saying.
I ain't mad at
you. There we go.
All right, that's cool.
Timothy Hall, you got something?
Nah, man, I want to hear all your stuff.
Okay.
Gabe, you're our barrel of information this week. Go for it.
I know, right? I saw something kind of cool that I thought Rauter would like. Motion capture footage released by Ubisoft. For Watch Dogs. They released some behind the scenes footage of a guy named Sebastian Merlot, who is motion capturing for the main character, Aiden Pierce. And
very cool.
I just love that stuff. And I think you guys dig on it too. I know, Timothy Hall, you do, just being a sound guy and knowing everything that it takes to have stuff be right in the background. So the motion capture footage released by Ubisoft, it's really cool. It's really cool watching the guy like jump over stuff, and it's funny because they said one of the directors, I think it was saying Sebastian's so good that they actually have to slow it down. So they'll take the frames and slow down the movement because they're saying Aiden wouldn't really move this well.
Wow.
And they say usually it's the opposite in motion capture, where somebody will vault over a wall and they'll speed it up just a little bit for the character in the game because the character in the game is stronger than the human actors. But in this case, it was the opposite, which I thought was awesome.
Wow. Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
You want to hear my segue?
Yes, please.
As you say, wow, that movie is going to start shooting in 2014, World of Warcraft. Starting to go into production next year. We all know World of Warcraft is a huge game.
Oh man, I don't know. Is this gonna be the video game curse?
It's gotta be. It's World of Warcraft,
right?
How do you make it cool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know unless you get Peter Jackson to direct it or something like that.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying, like, how do you get something that niche? Like, I play video games, but I don't play World of Warcraft. So I just wonder, will I get it? Will we get it? You know what I'm saying? As people that don't play it.
I think they'll hook all of the users, which I think their user base is what, 10 million?
It's big.
Yeah, so they'll hook all the users, and then they'll hook all the people who get dragged in by their friends, or the kids that go out to the movie on a Friday night or something.
Sure.
They'll get all those people.
Fantasy guys, people that love that stuff.
They'll get them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I might Redbox it, but I don't see myself going to see it in theaters unless for some reason something's incredible about it. Right. I can't see that happening.
I don't know. It's just like it's the video game convert to movie curse. I think it is cursed. I don't think anything's really come out that's that quality, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to get the World of Warcraft fans are going to go see it, and some of them are going to be like, oh, they sold out. It's terrible. And some of them are going to be like, that was amazing.
Right.
Of course. Right. Of course. Yeah. Rauter, did you have something, or am I going to keep going?
No, you keep going. We have a few questions, so when you're ready, we'll do that.
All right. What do you guys think about full virtual reality? I know that we say it's a ways off and that it's probably not going to be something for the home, but let me break this down to you. I saw a story that was really interesting because so many people are working on so many different aspects of virtual reality. So obviously we have the Oculus Rift, which, by the way, side note, we have to give our condolences to the Reese family. Andrew Scott Reese, he was the co-founder and lead engineer on the Oculus Rift 3D eyewear. He was 33 years old. He was hit by a speeding car that was running from the cops a couple days ago in California, and he passed away. So condolences go out to his family. That's an awful thing to happen. And
I know I was going to mention that when you started talking about
I didn't hear about that. That's horrible.
Yeah. What was it, about 3 days ago, you think, Hall?
I think it was on the 1st.
Yeah. So
it's just so sad. He's only 33.
Yeah, it's just so senseless, man. And obviously they weren't, the guys running from the cops weren't looking to kill a pedestrian. But
yeah, what are the chances of that? That's
yeah, but
that's
I mean,
wrong
horrible.
Place, wrong time too.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that is horrible.
Condolences go out to him, and because of that, I'm almost want to see the Oculus Rift kill it now.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
course.
before I was like, oh yeah, kind of be cool.
Yeah, I think it'll get a little more interest now, just because people want to kind of pay their respects and check out his technology. So.
Yeah. So
wow, that's
shout outs
horrible.
to those guys over there. I know they're dealing with a lot right now, and that sucks. So thoughts go out to you guys over at Oculus VR. I think is what the company's called. Okay, so you have the Oculus Rift that has obviously come to major success and popularity. And then you have the Virtuix Omni treadmill. I think I showed you guys this video where it's a guy, it's kind of like a bowl shaped thing. You kind of have something around your waist and you can kind of run in any direction, really. And it is, listen, I'm not a huge virtual reality guy, but this thing is freaking cool looking. Only because this guy's like running running in a direction and you're watching. He's got the Oculus Rift on, and he can run in whatever direction. And I was like, man, what a like an amazing idea. Even we've talked about this before, but when it comes to like rehabilitating people and things like that, like there's the kind of, it's endless what you can do with it. It doesn't have to just be for video games, but what a cool thing. Okay, so you
can finally run around in Far Cry 3.
Exactly. Except you could be freaking.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Wouldn't it be fun?
Cool. Yeah, that would be fun.
You're going to be wore out as a mug. I mean, you're going to be tired.
Exactly.
You know what's going to happen is video games are going to get slim, and we're going to be like the new sexy stars now.
Thank you. I'll take
it.
I'll take it. So you got the Oculus Rift, $300. You have this Virtuix Omni treadmill. It's Kickstarter. It's already funded. That's $400. Then you have this, I don't know how they said it, ARAG. I don't know how you say it, but it's ARAIG. It stands for As Real As It Gets vest. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's a vest that has sensors all over it. You wear it. It's like a short sleeve shirt. It looks like body armor. Short sleeve shirt, covers your whole torso. And it's got like 16 pads on the front, 16 on the back, 8 on the sides. And it vibrates, but then on like the chest and on your stomach, they have like these stems, I think they called it, to where it contracts your muscle. So it's probably like a little shock kind of thing. So it acts as feedback. When you get shot, you feel it. And it's got surround sound speakers built into the shoulders and the back to where you can hear bullets whizzing by. You can, kind of hear stuff explode behind you. I mean,
and you said it's a vest?
It's a vest that you put on your whole upper body.
Good Lord, good luck getting through that at airport security.
I know, right? So they're looking for $900,000.
Oh, okay. I'll take 3.
Exactly.
One for each of you.
I checked on it today. They've only raised $65,000 so far. They have 25 days left. That's $300 if you want to buy it.
Wow.
So, whatever. And then last but not least, there's a thing called the Delta 6 gun controller. It's also on Kickstarter. They were asking for $100K. They've way past that already. And you can buy it for $160. And so this is a gun that shoots where you aim it, in the video game world. And
that's so crazy that got funded, because the Move gun thing didn't really do that well.
Yeah, but this is way cooler looking. Like, it's an assault looking rifle. It's a full black rifle with magazines and stuff like that. It's got a controller on the side. It's got a headphone jack. You can like bump the bottom to tell your character to reload. You can, obviously wherever you point it is where it goes. You can pull the trigger. You can look down the scope. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, that's $160. So really, for $1,100 or $1,200, you could have this whole get up in your house, hooked up to your PC, freaking running around the island on Far Cry 3. Do you think we're ready for this kind of thing?
Not the average family consumer, not the average family, nor the average consumer.
I agree.
Not yet.
I think we're ready to go to Dave and Buster's and pay $20 to play it for 30 minutes.
See, and that's what I was thinking. That's got to be their niche.
I think that is the ideal situation for that technology right now.
I would do that, definitely.
I'm thinking of renting out a studio and just having that and having people come over and do it. Because I think like if somebody was like, hey, have you heard of this place like Gabe's Virtual Reality World? Like, obviously that sounds awful.
It better be called that.
Yeah. I'm in. Let's print the posters.
I'm totally in.
Let's print the posters now.
But if they ran down this list, like, dude, you hold a gun, you got this 3D eyewear on, you can run in any direction, you feel it with this vest, I might at least go try it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I would definitely
pay,
try.
Yeah, and I would pay $20 or $30 just to try it out, because I'd be like, I ain't gonna buy all this stuff. I just want to play with it and see what it's like.
Exactly.
And maybe that's the natural progress. Sorry, Gabe. Maybe that's the natural progression of how new technology comes out is that it's huge, it's big, and it's really expensive, but as people start to try it, the demand's going to slowly, so if all three of us go to Dave & Buster's and they have this, we're going to start talking about it. We're going to start talking about it to our friends. The demand goes up, technology is going to get better and cheaper, and then eventually it will be in people's homes, but not for a while, I don't think.
Right.
And that's why trade shows exist, to show this stuff off.
Exactly.
And another thing, if you would have told me, 2013, what year was I out there? I graduated in 2000, so it's probably 2001 or 2. I was in an arcade, a nickel arcade in Irvine, California, and saw this game, and I was like, oh, this looks fun. I was like, what is this? You had to hold a guitar, and you had to strum it, and you had to put your fingers in certain places on the neck. If you would have told me then that was going to be at my house, or that Dance Dance Revolution pads were going to be in my house, I'd have laughed at you. I'd have been like, I'd use a controller. I don't need a guitar in my house, or a drum set in my house, or a microphone, or a dance pad to me to set. All of it came home. Mm-hmm. So I think there's something to what Rauter's saying. As long as you can get used to it, or used to the idea of doing it, maybe it can make its way home, as long as it's sleek and it's sexy and it's easy.
Exactly.
As a side note, Gabe, you should probably just bring Rock Band on the bus sometime and see if you can get people to play.
That's one of the funnest things, is watching guitar players play Guitar Hero, because they usually suck at it.
That's awesome. I can imagine that.
Counterintuitive for them.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, I'm spent. I've done too much talking.
Yeah, do you need a glass of water or something to clear your throat? You've been doing most of the talking. That's awesome.
Golly, sorry about that.
Let's get into some questions then. What do you guys think?
I love it. And I'll answer last on all of them.
Yeah, so you can catch your breath. Okay, here's a funny one from Twitter. Action Shofi. Are you guys going to set up a live stream for when The Last of Us comes out? Well, we've been talking about this for so long. We probably should do something.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind, but we have to do something. I mean, we've talked about it from day one of this podcast.
Yep.
I'm the only guy with a normal job, so that would suck for me.
We don't have to do it during the day.
No, we can do it. Dude, we're doing a podcast on Eastern time, it's 1 a.m. now, so we can do it whenever we want.
I think I won't do a live stream because I don't need people hearing me scream.
Oh, no, I want to do a live stream just to hear you scream, Gabe. I'm like,
oh, he's in the corner! Oh, he's in the corner!
I would love to hear that. I would actually pay to hear that.
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, we need some video We need some video footage of you playing The Last of Us.
I'd lose all my street cred.
It would be amazing. All right. Well, we may not. We'll have to see. How
skittish we are.
Exactly. Another Twitter, Chad V. With next gen coming out this holiday, at what point do you stop buying current gen games in order to save up for next gen? Very good question.
Good question.
Well, when I get a next gen console, then I'll try and figure it out. But I don't know.
I'm going to wait a little bit, I think, and kind of feel out the next gen console, because once you get it, you're not going to want to buy games for your old
Exactly.
Right. That's the thing. Like, there's a phase out point, right? And I've never done this before because I haven't been involved in a next gen situation, so I kind of don't know what to expect yet. So I'm probably going to hug my PS3 for a little while until I feel more comfortable. Or I don't know. I don't know.
I think this generation is different than most others because it became so important in the social aspect. The reason that people jumped onto the 360 and the PS3 at the beginning of this generation is because right away out the gate they were like, this is all about social interaction and playing with your friends and doing all of those things, whereas people didn't have time to play together on couch co-op. They could now play online, and
right.
I mean, that's the thing that really hooked me this generation. Going into next generation, that stuff is all still there. What are we gaining from next generation besides graphics?
Right.
I think a lot of people are going to be excited about next gen, but I think you're going to see a lot of people hold back as far as purchasing.
I was going to say, do you think that because this generation span has been so long that a lot of people may not know what to do yet, and so they're just going to kind of stick to their guns for now and then just kind of see what happens? Like, I don't know. It's been such a long time since any next gen consoles come out that's got to be in the back of a lot of gamers' minds. Like I'm not sure yet.
You know what's funny? I don't know if it's so much that they don't remember what to do, but they remember too much what happened when the PlayStation 3 came out. Or when the first Xbox came out. And I think even with me having the yellow light of death recently, it makes me a little skittish now. Where before I was like, yeah, I'm going to put some money down and I'll put some more money down. I'm going to get it the day it comes out. I'll be playing my PS4 all year. But the thing is, now we know that they might not release a solid product. Where you were never worried about the SNES working. You were never worried about the Genesis working out of the box. You were never worried about the N64 working out of the box. You were never worried about the PlayStation 1 working out of the box. You weren't worried about the PlayStation 2 working out of the box. And then here comes the PlayStation 3, and then the Xbox 360 starts having all these heat issues. So that they're going to be pushing the machine. So you're like, huh. And I think a lot more people are going to kind of sit back with their arms folded and wait, like, we've all said, waiting a year or waiting 6 months to see them work their bugs out before jumping out there and getting it, just to have to send something to Sony and pay for shipping there and back.
Right. Good question. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then this next question, it's our last one, but I'm splitting it up between two listeners because they both asked the same, but one asked a secondary question, so I want to get to them. John Fuller from Facebook. What would be the one game at E3 that would get you excited the most? I think for me, well, I don't know. I'm going in expecting some more great Watch Dogs gameplay.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm kind of holding back my excitement a little bit for what actually they announced. I'm actually more giddy about the announcements of what games are coming out, and I'm very curious about Microsoft's 8 brand new IPs and 15 total new games for next year. That's what's kind of getting me a little bit more giddy about it, even though I don't even own an Xbox and I may or may not get one. I don't know. But I'm just more excited for the game announcements. Like I just will never forget last year watching The Last of Us and nearly peeing my pants, how great it was. It was just like, I love that excitement of this game looking incredible, so
right.
That's what I'm looking forward to most, is just all of the announcements. But I'm going in expecting great things from Watch Dogs already.
Hall?
I think I'd like to see kind of what Sony's exclusives are going to be next gen. I'd really like to see kind of what more they have planned for the online services for both companies. If Xbox isn't going to offer any more value, that's a little. I think that may be a little bit behind the times at this point. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of people pay for Live, and a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I only pay $35 because I get it from Amazon," and stuff like that. But that's still $35. That if you were putting that towards PS Plus, I mean, you're getting actual content.
You've made your money
more bang.
You've made your money back easily.
I mean, I don't know. Well, PlayStation, who knows? They may change what their policy is next gen with online, or maybe they'll keep it the same and try to win people on goodwill. I found out today, this is so strange, but Sony, they make a lot of their money off of, I mean, I hope I didn't hear this wrong, but it sounded like they make a lot of their money off of a life insurance company that they started in Japan, I think it was. Weird. And I guess that's like 63% of their income or something crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's some ridiculous number. That's why they can lose money on so many other things. It's so weird. But
wow.
These stories that we hear about them thinking about spinning off the entertainment division and making it something different, I hope that they do that, because I think then they can kind of focus more, make it more specialized. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just trying to please the entire company as a whole with their entertainment division, actually making it to where the entertainment division is its own thing.
Yeah, I got you.
That.
I think I'm really curious to see, though, just really what everybody's going to do with online next gen.
Yeah,
we already know what Nintendo's doing. So
right. I think I'm with Rauter. The thought, every E3, I sit at my computer and watch these press conferences, just waiting for that new game. Last year for me, I think it was obviously Watch Dogs and getting really excited about Tomb Raider. And it's just really cool. And Hitman was there playable. Sleeping Dogs was there playable last summer.
Oh, it was? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so just the fact that, number one, you get your hands on some stuff that won't be out for months. And being able to see people's reaction from that. And man, I don't know if there's a franchise or anything that I'd be super excited about outside of Uncharted. If they said a new Uncharted was coming out, I think that would probably take the cake for me.
Yeah. I hope they say that there's a new one coming out, and I hope they take my idea about the, show Drake with the beard and he's living in some village in Thailand or something.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
All right, so
what
then
was the second half?
Yeah, the second half and final question came from Midnight Water Cooler from Facebook, and he or she or it asked, "What do you not want to see at E3?" I thought that's a really nice question to ask because we always talk about what we're more excited for, and they asked, "What do you not want to see at E3?"
Peripherals.
Yeah, for me,
peripheral vision.
Peripheral vision.
I don't ever know how to say it. What is it? Peripherals. Peripherals. I don't want to see peripherals in my peripheral.
There you go. There it is. Yeah, for me, I don't want to see a whole lot of move. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a purist. I want to see more of the controllers, and I like controllers. I don't want to see a lot of this, talk, motion stuff that Microsoft, I think, seems to be really leaning toward. But I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what I don't want to see it probably until I see it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many, everything's so ambiguous right before E3. And then once everything is released, then there's all cards on the table. And then I can probably make a better judgment based on what I don't want to see.
The Wonder Book.
That too. I don't want to see really cheesy press conferences either. Let's keep it professional and let's let's get some good, here's, what I loved about Sony's announcement back in February, and granted this has nothing to do with E3, was that they just kept it moving, and it was like, boom, this announcement. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. I don't need to see Flo Rida introducing the next Dance Central game or anything like that. They did at E3.
You know what's funny? I kind of like that stuff a little bit. Not Flo Rida, but they had Usher come out and do it felt like he did a mini concert, which I thought was ridiculous. But remember when they did Rock Band Beatles and Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney came out and introduced it? That was pretty dope.
Okay, see, that would be cool, but just some generic or whatever. I mean, not that Flo Rida is generic. I mean, he's making more money than all of us, but so what? It's give me somebody who really wants to be there. When I watch Flo Rida, it just looked like he got paid for this. He's like, give me my check, I'm out. It was weird. I don't know. I sometimes I like that stuff. It just depends on the artist, or it depends. But some of the press conference intros can be a little weird. Just give me that big movie trailer style. Here's boom, boom, boom. Here's this, boom. Move on to the next, so that I don't even have time to process it until later.
Amen.
I think I don't want to hear anything about connector move stuff.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. But I seriously could care less about the motion control stuff. Yeah,
and that's the nature of how you play too. I mean, we're all kind of purists here, so it's like
true. I mean, they just keep on harping on it, and the fact that it's a requirement. I mean, did Sony come out and say that the eye was a requirement, or
I haven't heard that just yet.
Okay, because I could see Sony coming out and maybe doing that just to try to either get on the bandwagon or just say, oh well, we're going to make it a requirement because a lot of games are going to use this kind of stuff. It's just,
I'm with you
about that stuff. I can't be in the minority on that.
I don't think you can either. I'm not feeling any of that stuff. I'm give me my controller. I don't need to be holding a controller and a wand.
When I come home, I want to sit down and play games. I don't want to have to interact with them in any other way. I just want to sit down with my controller and play a game.
Yeah, and just give me the option, you know what I'm saying? Don't force it on a brother.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, and plus I want to play games in the comfort of my own home with knowing that there is not a camera looking at me at all times.
Knowing that the eye of Sauron is not staring at you. That's awesome.
Burning a hole in your chest. That's
now, now I know you could just put a Post-it note over it, but it'll probably know. It's like, well, if you don't take that Post-it note off, I'm not letting you play.
It always knows.
That's funny.
That's a wrap for questions, boys.
Sweet. We have to ask you, Rauter.
All I got.
How much battery life you have left? You started out this thing with like 84 battery life.
I got 15%, baby. We're in.
I was about to say it'd be funny if he just dropped off just now.
Yeah, I got and I'm out. All I know is it got eerily quiet back here I'm poolside. It got eerily quiet poolside. I'm kind of afraid I'm going to get mugged by Goofy now or something. I don't know.
You know what's funny? At Disney was the only place I was literally sitting. This is a couple years ago. I was sitting on the patio. We were on the ground floor, sitting on the patio. I think we were having some cigars or something like that. And literally probably 9 ducks walked up to us around our feet. I was like, I'm at Disney World. This is crazy right now. Ducks don't do this. Because we didn't have bread. We didn't have food. It seemed like they just wanted to come out and hang out like, hey, man, you got any Swisher Sweets?
I actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because today at Epcot, I fed a squirrel from my hand a goldfish.
I thought you were about to say you fed it a Swisher or something.
No, not an actual goldfish. The goldfish cracker.
Yeah.
I mean, and he came up, he like came right out of nowhere, and we were right there, and he's like, "What's up? You got something for me?" And I'm like, "All right." So I reach into my diaper bag because I got all this stuff for Piper and everything, and I go down, and he just came up. He was bold. He barely was even skittish. He's like, "That all you got?" Boom, grabs it and leaves.
Yeah. He's like, "Appreciate you. I see you tomorrow."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Happy Disney.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bring lunch.
Yeah.
Bring your friends.
Bring a sandwich.
Good. That's right. No, it's pretty amazing how tame all the beasts are around here.
They're just so used to humans.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's cool.
Anyway,
it's fun, man. It's a good time, and I'm just glad I could podcast with you here still.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for listening. Another week down, 038, man. We're at Tim Rauter's age.
Yay!
Finally.
Finally.
What's that you say? What? Huh? Awesome.
We appreciate you guys listening, man. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games. Twitter, our handle is at MTTGcast. Thank you guys for your questions because I just sent the tweet out like 30 minutes before we started this. So I appreciate you guys being so quick to get to us with these questions. If we didn't get to all of them, I'm sorry. It's probably because we started the podcast and weren't looking at them anymore. But thank you for being so quick with that. Our website, marriedtothegames.com, is there and waiting for you guys to come visit. Like I said, we're on Podomatic now. We're on YouTube now. So come check us out. We're all over the place. We try to be all over the world. So we appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for your continued support. Thank you for rating us on iTunes. Please, please tell your friends to come chill with us. See what we got to say. We love conversating with y'all. I'm Gabe Patillo for Timothy Hall, for Tim Rauter out in Disney. We up out this thing. Peace!